This is a great spiritual battle, and I've been fighting hard. And it's a battle that we will all ultimately lose in the final stage, because the final stage is the battle with death. And all men and all women will lose that fight. But if we stand with Christ, we will be resurrected in the kingdom of heaven. So it is not a final defeat. It is a temporary defeat. But I have been struggling. I have been attacked by a witch, and I have been struggling over the past almost 2 years now. And ultimately, I managed to prevail. I think perhaps temporarily. These are spiritual battles. I'm not talking about a person. I'm talking about a spirit. And we all have to face spiritual battles and show ourselves worthy before the Lord Jesus Christ. And as long as we do that, our success, our victory is assured, except in the matter of death, and death will defeat us all. This is our condition as a fallen people. But our Christian life, our walk with Christ, is as warriors. We are facing countless attacks, and they are sent to temper our spiritual nature and to bring us closer to God. They are the Assyrian with the rod of God in his hand, scourging the people. And if we don't accept that battle and we stand aside from the way and seek the path of happiness, then we are lost. And many people do that. Or if we seek the path of intellectual understanding and we memorize the Bible and quote it and try to prevail over those who would understand it in a different way, we have lost the battle, because the battle ultimately is the battle to be a man or to be a woman. And as such, we must be true to our nature as warriors. We cannot have any concern with what other people think. It is of no business of ours to know it or to think it. All we have to do is to walk in the Spirit of Christ and to face our battles, to gird up our loins and to fight them. And it will be a forwards and backwards struggle, and we have formidable enemies. The witch that was sent against me has not been defeated. And this is a force that will come against me again as long as I walk on the earth. I don't know whether I can defeat that force without actually killing the witch. I'm speaking, of course, metaphorically. It's a fight, it's a struggle to the death. And witchcraft is around us all, and we will all be enticed by the witchcraft that is most appealing to us. And then we are locked in a mortal battle. But this is what the Christian walk is about. The Bible clearly shows that we are in a different reality. We are in a separate reality as Christians. Our life is forfeit. Our very life is relinquished. The Bible is so full of this transcendental matter, and yet it's very rarely discussed, I think, in the church. But, you know, the Bible is speaking about people rising from the grave. And I think modern Christians get around it by saying, well, that was then, but now is now, and things. No. This is the real situation. We are fighting a battle, all of us. So I was thrown from my bicycle shortly after becoming a Christian, and I broke my hand and I couldn't work. It was a serious injury. It was an injury that prevented me from playing the guitar, which has been one of my preferred activities and a source of pride and a source of diversion. It was a serious injury. It obliged me to interface directly with the health service, and I hate the health service because I think it is satanically inspired. But it was a lesson for me. I didn't fall off my bicycle because of some random stone on the pavement. I was thrown from it. I was attacked. And there are many attacks in the offing, and we must be rigorous in our walk with Christ to learn our nature as men and women, upright, walking in the path of Jesus Christ. It's not something that can be regulated by norms, as they sometimes attempt to do in the church. We all have a personal and individual battle. This war is a personal war. And this is joy, because once we accept this and we know that we're going to walk in the path of Christ, come what may, then we understand what it means to have joy in our hearts, even in the face of the greatest adversity. Even in the face of the greatest adversity. Joy and contentment is not achieved merely by going to the beach. It is achieved by fighting the good fight with all our might. We are in a spiritual battle, and the spiritual nature of Christianity, to me, seems to be greatly underrated. When we look at the events of the Old Testament and the events in the New Testament, I mean the Gospel of John, the Acts, this is an alternative. This is a heightened reality. This isn't something that we can encounter day by day. We have to train our mind to understand that we're not living in the world. If we're walking with Christ, we are living in a different world. And the more we understand it, the more we are able to interact with those forces that attack us. If we try to dismiss them and to use some kind of bravado to get through our life, we're not understanding that our life hangs in the balance, and it is only by the grace of God that we take a step. So everything that is given to us in benefit and everything that is threatened by our enemies is from the Father, ultimately. The crooked serpent was ultimately made by the Father. There's no escaping this.